Shout out to Nail On. Hello. Hiya. How's it going? Hi everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you're in. Hey. Hello. Thanks for joining. Hi. Hello everyone. Hello. Thanks for joining. I'm just giving a couple minutes to give people a chance to see that the live is on, because I know there's just a little bit of a lag between when it goes live and when people can see that it's live. Hey Nikki. So I'm just giving Facebook a chance to get the word out. And if you don't mind sharing, I would appreciate the share. Hey BFF Mel. Hi Kathy. Ooh, Branson, you're not too far from me. Only about 6-7 hours. Should put my glasses on. All these words are kind of blurry. Oh, hey Mel, look. Nail On. BFFs forever. It's getting to be a long enough quarantine. It's time to start covering up the roots. Hey Beth, welcome back. Hi Amy. Hi Kathy. Oh cool, how exciting. Kathy's getting ready to go deliver a set of nails that she created using these nails in a box. So maybe Kathy, you will have some helpful hints for us on how to do this. And what I'm actually going to do for this live is use the nails in a box using the instructions that were on the website for using it with the base gel. Hi Ruth. Hey Megan, how's Idaho treating you? I imagine it's much like quarantine in Iowa. Hey Karen, good morning. Yes. Hey Jessica, welcome back. Hugs out to New Zealand, Karen. It's good to see you again. Oh, Karen, you have a top fan badge. Well done. Oh, they're out of the glue. Oh my goodness. Yes, I imagine Idaho is as boring as Iowa. Hi, Jody. But boring is good. At least we're not sick. I'll take boring over sick every day of the week. Especially like I'm already in isolation living out on a farm, so it's pretty easy to go for a walk. I don't run into anyone on my walk. Yeah, here, I'll take a screenshot for you, Karen. And I'll send it to you so you can see you have a little top fan badge when you post. It's adorable. Hi, Katie. Hey, Trisha. How are you? Hey, Michelle. Welcome back. Hi, Erin. Hi, Carrie. So please share if you would, and we will go ahead. Oh, Jessica, that's so cool. Yeah, absolutely. I live out on a farm in Iowa. We have Hereford Angus and purebred Angus, a little bit of both. My kids have chickens, so you could possibly hear the chickens during the live. They're just here outside my bedroom window. And then we have, of course, dogs. What farm is a farm without dogs? And then my daughter has a horse that she rescued. And we have cats, of course. You can't have a farm without cats. And my daughter works as a vet tech at a vet clinic. So we're Yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere on a farm in Iowa, totally. That's why I have to travel for work to see a little of the world. So let's flip around and get doing some nails. What do you say, guys? All right. I think we've given everyone a minute to join in, so I'm gonna flip the camera around and pull this in. Yes, we have beef cows. Oh yes, and there's wind chimes just outside my bedroom window on the deck. So you may hear the wind chimes as well. And the cows can be just across the backyard depending on where they're wandering. So since we're doing the live from my house, you never know. We might have electricity, we might not have electricity, and there could be all kinds of animal sounds at any given time. So it definitely keeps the quarantine lives exciting, that's for sure. And that's why it's free education, because it's entertainingly animal filled. Hey Sarah, welcome back. All right, let's get flipped around and get going with some nail fun. Here's my trusty nail trainer, Rosie. I do love Rosie. She is always ready to go anytime, day or night. Whenever I want to play nails, she is always game to play nails. And I have some nails in a box that I ordered. And you can see they are still in a package. I didn't want to cheat and pull them out of the package and have a play. I wanted to have the real experience of making mistakes and learning with you, so that if you had not done this yet, you could see what mistakes might happen on your first time. So the first thing to figure out is how to get it out of the package. There we go. So now we have it out of the package. And then it mentioned ordering it with the base gel. So I was like, all right, I'll order it with the base gel. And here is the base gel. So several of you are mentioning that they are out of stock on the glue. And the glue would be for doing it for the temporary, like if you are selling the press-ons that they can do at home. And what I wanted to figure out how to do it for would be more of the putting it on to do like a gel set, so that it is actually something they could wear for actually several weeks versus the press-on sets like what we're selling temporarily right now. This was more something I was looking to do as a set that they could actually wear for a few weeks. So maybe more something like a bride could wear for her wedding and continue on into her honeymoon, and it would actually last for several weeks versus a temporary press-on set like what we're doing right now during quarantine. Hey Sabrina, welcome everyone. So a trick that I use in the salon when I'm doing a new service is I like to have notes. Hey Nail Fairy. So this is Unbox and Learn. I'm gonna teach myself how to use nails in a box with the base gel off of the Wildflowers website. And this live will be saved, so if you missed things up till now, which was mainly just joking about me living on the farm, you're okay. What I do in the salon when I'm gonna do a new service is I make notes about the step-by-steps. Oh, I remember the Jetsons, Sarah. With the step-by-steps, I usually write just a brief reminder to remind myself what the steps are. And then if there's a tutorial available, I watch the tutorial. I look over the step-by-steps on the website. And on the Wildflowers website, there was a step-by-step on the product page. There was a tutorial video on the product page. So I watched the tutorial video this morning and I jotted down notes to myself about the step-by-steps. When I'm working on a client, I actually keep the step-by-steps beside me, because when I'm doing something new, I would rather have the little step-by-steps beside me and have them think, oh wow, she's looking at the step-by-steps, then make a mistake on their nails. And clients don't mind that at all. They would rather think, wow, she's looking at the step-by-steps, than have a mistake made on their nails. So let's take these nails out in a box out of the box. Oh, look at that, they're on a little stick. Isn't that cool? Well, that makes it really handy, because now if I drop the box, I'm not gonna have a billion individual little tips all over the floor. Actually, Nail Fairy Wildflowers ships to the UK directly from their website, as far as I'm aware. The last time I talked to her, they shipped directly from their website to the UK. You can message me directly and I'll double check on that if you would like. So let's take a look here and size the nails on Rosie. This also makes it pretty handy for sizing. We want to make sure it fits pretty close to sidewall. And actually we eyeballed that one pretty darn good. And then we're gonna want to leave just a tiny bit of gap at the back, because we don't want it jamming into her skin naturally. So I'm just gonna wiggle this one off, because this is the one I want. And we're not gonna have any extras floating around in the box, because we don't need to take any off that we're not gonna use. That's the beauty of being able to fit it right on there. Ooh, Rosie does need some rings. Maybe I will polish some jewelry on Rosie. That's a really clever idea, Beth. That could be a fun quarantine project. I'll Swarovski some rings on to Rosie. Of course, then you guys might get distracted. If Rosie had jewelry, you guys might be paying attention to Rosie's jewelry instead of Rosie's nails. So it looks like we have the fit that we want for Rosie here. Now let's look at my step-by-step. So the first thing I would need to do is prep the nail. And I know from the million classes that I've taken on enhancements that prepping the nails involves cuticle work, it involves removing the shine. So let's go ahead and remove the shine. Since we can pretend we've done the cuticle work, because Rosie is not a living, breathing, cuticle growing person. But she is really, really shiny. So we're de-shining Rosie. Because she is a shiny, shiny girl. And then we would also want to use our nail cleanser. And since Rosie is not a living, breathing person, she is some plastic, I am not going to use a nail cleanser that could potentially have some acetone in it. I'm going to go ahead and use alcohol. However, on a living, breathing person, we would use our nail cleanser, because it would have some surface dehydrators in it. It would have some nail cleansing in it. I named her myself as Rosie. Beth, the way that I'm going to do this is basically going to make the nail as if it were a gel service. Since it's not actually building the nail as a hard gel service, it's not going to take as much time. So I would maybe consider charging 20% less than your hard gel service, just because it's going to be a time saver. However, it's still going to be using product, it's still going to be using your time. So maybe do a set on a friend or family member to see how much time it takes you, and then charge accordingly to the main to the amount of time difference that it is. Let me scroll back up real quick and see if I missed any questions. Nope, it looks like, oh, Hand Solo, that's a good name, I like it. Oh, Nail Fairy, I'm glad the Breeza lives helped you out. Yeah, Lori, I like Hand Solo, that's a really good name for your trainer hand. Yes, if someone can guess where the name Rosie could have possibly come from, I will send you a prize in the mail. Kind of think about, you would have to kind of know me a little bit and know I would use Scrub Fresh if this was a living, breathing person. I would have used Scrub Fresh to clean the nails. If you use a different nail system and you have a different nail cleanser in the salon, you would use the nail cleanser that you have in the salon. Since I use C&D in the salon, I would have scrubbed the nail with Scrub Fresh, yes. So then looking at my instructions, I have rough up the inside of the quick tip with a diamond bit. Unfortunately, my beloved Mani Pro is at the salon. So I'm going to pretend, I'm gonna have to see if my daughter would pick up my Mani Pro on her way to work one day. I'm going to pretend that this is my diamond bit, zoop, 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 and we're roughing up the inside of the tip with the diamond bit, zoop, 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 zoop. So now the tip is all roughed up. It's not animal related. So Rosie is not animal related. So now we've roughed that up, and we would use something lint-free to wipe it out. So your gauze or your 4 squares from Soft Landing, something lint-free to clean that dust out. It has nothing to do with a family member. Then it says apply base gel to the nail tip. So we're going to take some base gel and put a thin layer of base gel inside of that. It's not animal related and it's not family member related. It's not television show related. Good morning, Paige. It's not C&D related. It's not client related. Now, what could make this easier to do curing this on the inside of these? I'm going to set this inside my lamp to cure while we discuss it. And if you're doing C&D, I would cure it on the Breeza setting because it's a gel. Something that popped up on recommended products were these little nail tip holders. And I know that they're meant for doing like your nail art and such. But my thought process was, how am I going to cure those things upside down in my lamp? You could put these upside down on these little nail tip holders with a piece of poster putty or blue tack, depending on what country you're in, what they call it. You could put the poster putty on one of those, stick your tip on these, and then stick the whole 5 set in the lamp and cure them upside down with the gel in it. So that could be one way of doing that. Rachel, they're trying to guess why I named my nail trainer hand Rosie. And I gave them the hint that it kind of comes from something You would kind of have to know me a little bit to figure it out. And let me give you guys a little bit of a hint. Let me pull up an emoji that would kind of give you a hint. All right, there's an emoji that gives you a bit of a hint. I'm not telling you, if no one guesses, you don't get to know. All right, the gel is cured inside this tip. I don't know if there's, ooh, good try, Trisha. It's not Guns N' Roses. I don't know, Jessica, if there's better tack than others. Let me see if I have mine handy. Oh, yes, I do. This is the one that I use. I just got it at, actually, I think I got it off of Amazon. And I'll just kind of hold it here for a second in case any of you are taking notes. And they don't stay tacky forever. You can't keep reusing and reusing and reusing it 100 times. You can reuse it several times, but not forever and ever. So kind of keep in mind that you can only reuse it a few times and then you need to throw that piece away. However, when you're using tiny pieces, like this sheet has lasted me for quite a while. When you're using tiny pieces, it does last you for quite a while. That's a good point, Tina. If you warm up the tack, the poster putty, a little bit in your hand, it does stick a little better. However, make sure you're wearing gloves if you're going to warm it up in your hand, because your oils from your skin can make it not sticky. It is not geographically related, Yvonne. All right, looking at my instructions again, I've applied the thin layer to the nail and cured it. Now it says apply the base gel to the nail, then apply the tip to the nail starting at the back, slowly press it to eliminate the bubbles and cure it on the nail. It's not car related. So let's apply the base gel to this nail. And when I pull the base gel out of the bottle, I'm just twirling the wand as I bring it out. Otherwise, when you bring the wand out, see how you always, anytime you're using a gel, you have that big blob that runs down the wand. So I just twirl it when I bring it out of the bottle to clean the wand off. And I basically am going to apply like I would apply polish or gel polish. It looked like she applied a nice thin layer in the video, keeping it away from the skin like you normally would with anything. It is not related to a person that I know in person. Karen, good guess. We're gonna start at the back and set it down and start to press and see the bubble. We want to get rid of the bubble as we press and then cure, and oh my goodness, it is popping back up Ooh, and how am I supposed to cure that and hold it in place at the same time? Let's fish the base coat box back out and put it back together. Oh yeah, BFF Mel's car is named Charlie. It is not an actress that I'm aware of. Some of you didn't see the emoji, so I'm doing it again. There's the emoji. Alright, so I'm going to try sitting this on the box. And I'm going to grab my little flashlight. Good call, Michelle. Thanks for that idea. So let's try using the box so that I don't have to hold it from underneath. Yeah, she did contort her arm around, and then she had her flashlight on a like chip clip, it looked like. So let's try it this way. Now let's press from the back. Get rid of the bubble. And that looks good. And I want to lock it in place. I'm just shining the flashlight over it to lock it in place. And then I would put it in my lamp. Oh, well, it's sideways. Good times. So what did I learn from that? It's definitely locked in place. So let's try that again. We're going to pretend that this one's all prepped. And grab another finger. Karen, I got the flashlight from Wildflowers as well. Trisha, you're getting closer. You're on the right path. So I had to press down pretty hard for this one, which makes me think I wasn't using the right tip size. So I'm gonna go back to my tip fitting. And with this one, I'm gonna pay attention to how it lays instead of just the sidewall fit. Last time I was just looking at the sidewall fit. This time I'm gonna pay attention to actually pressing it down. So this one is a little bit too big sidewall to sidewall, but I don't have to press it down at all. It actually snugs into that nail. So what I'm gonna do, not quite, Trisha, but you're really close. This one fits nice, snugging to the nail, but see how it's just a little bit too big on the sides? I'm gonna take the sides of this down just a little bit. Yes, Beth, my intention is to flash cure it to get it to stay in place and then put them in my lamp. Aha. Jody, you're on the right path. You guys need to get a little heavier. You're okay, Beth. I don't mind that you're jumping ahead. Now I have the fit. So sometimes the reason that this went off to the side on me is because I was having to press so hard to get that fit. Eric, you nailed it. So Eric and Sarah Craft wins, or is it Sarah that's on versus Eric? You've got a joint account, so I'm not sure which one of you it is. PM me your address, name and address, and I'll send you a surprise. So Rosie is named after an AC/DC song. Okay. So the reason this went sideways on me is I was having to press so hard that it went sideways, because Rosie's nails actually have enough of a curve, and even though this nail was curved, it wasn't a curve that fit Rosie's curve. So you may have to go up a size on the nails in a box to fit Rosie's curve or your client's curve. No problem, Andrea, I'll save it. So to get that curve that fits your client, you may have to go up a size on the tip and take the sides down. So that's good to know. It's just like fitting normal tips, and I don't know why I didn't take that into consideration. I was just like, oh, these tips are just gonna fit just because, you know, it fits sidewall to sidewall. And I totally spaced off having to fit the C curve, I suppose, because I thought it was gonna be a special snowflake just because it's quarantine, I don't know. So now that we have the C curve fitting, it should be much easier to actually get it to lay down and do that press. And I actually am gonna stick, after I use the base coat, I'm gonna stick it back in the box so that the box is solid. Actually, let's see if I have something that is solid. Let's see if one of these is the same size. I've got something the same size as the base coat box to make it more solid. Karen, she said that these, if you use the base coat gel, these should last 2 or 3 weeks, and that you could actually fill them. Right now, the box is more solid so that I can also press on the box and the box won't be going sideways on me. So now I have a solid base so that I can be pressing on the nail and holding my flashlight at the same time. So that also should make a difference. So let's go with this again. We've got this cleaned off, and following the directions, we would have prepped that nail, roughed up the inside of our quick tip. We would apply a thin layer of gel to our quick tip. And the purpose of the thin layer of gel, it doesn't mention it on the website, but just from knowing gel chemistry, it helps to have the thin layer of gel in here and the thin layer of gel on the nail, because gel and gel stick together. They like each other. And just use the gel setting on your lamp to cure gel. While that's curing, I'm going to bring this up here so it's out of the light and brush a thin layer onto the nail. The Wildflowers gel that was recommended in the purchase of the nail art in a box was the Wildflowers base foundation. And I put a link right in the caption of the live for the nails in a box. All right, now we have our base cured in the nail, and we have our base placed on the nail. And remember, we wrote ourselves a note that the base on the nail itself is still wet. We're gonna set that nail down. I'm gonna move you guys up over the top so that my hand's not in your way so much. I'm gonna set that nail right down on there. Start at the back and press down. And this is much easier to put on there now that the curve matches. Much, much easier. And shine the little flashlight. We're just going to use him to lock it in place. And once I have all 5 fingers locked into place with the flashlight, I could put the whole hand in my LED light to cure completely. And pretty much about 10 seconds with the flashlight locks it into place so it's not going anywhere. And now that I have it pressed on, I see I could have taken just a little tiny bit more off the sides, but sizing it properly did give me the adhesion that I was looking for. So I just could have taken a little bit more off the sides, otherwise I have exactly what I was looking for. Oh no, the bonging again. So Karen, I would just do that little flash cure with the flashlight like that for about 10 seconds. Hi Maria. One thing she mentioned was that you can take a diamond bit and just zip off that little bit of a ledge at the back if you want to, so that as they grow out, then they're not snagging things on that little bit of a ledge at the back. And then you can decorate the nails, or if they want to get a longer wear time out of them, if they're actually intending on wearing these like enhancements, you could go ahead and put a layer of gel over the top of these. If you wanted to build up a little bit of an apex with some builder gel, you could. If they're just going to wear these as a decorative set for just a couple weeks or so, then you could go ahead and decorate on these and call it good. But for a longer wear time, just blend this back edge, buff the shine off the top, and go ahead and add a little bit of builder gel onto the top of that. Let me scroll back and see if I missed any questions while I was working on that. I think I caught everything. So were any of you working while I was working? What were you finding as you were trying it? The stick-ons are not too flat. They have a little bit of an apex. Let me stick the little black box behind there. But not a huge apex. So if you want to build a little bit of strength in them, if someone actually wants to wear them and get them rebalanced, you are going to need to build an apex into them, because gel likes an apex. The flexibility of gel really needs that apex, otherwise you're going to have some shatter cracking in your gel. And I wouldn't even be afraid to do something like this, if I just needed to, my intention for this was to have an offering for someone that just wanted no commitment. I get people, I do natural nail services in the salon because I travel, and so I don't want to have people with enhancements that could have a broken nail and come in, and maybe you need to call and say, hey, I need a nail fixed and I'm on the road and I can't get in and fix their nail. And so being able to offer a set like this that I can do a longer nail type service like this for special occasions is what I was looking for. So I would offer this as like a special occasion service that maybe they could wear for 2 or 3 weeks. And then using the glue would be more for your like prom nails, or what you guys are doing now during quarantine, they're press-on nails. Let me open the glue. So there's the glue. So then the glue would be what you could do with these for like the press-on nail services. Deb, to roughen up the top of the tip before applying the gel to the top, she recommends a diamond bit. And unfortunately, my Mani Pro, my Koopa Mani Pro is at the salon, so I didn't have that at home with me to show that segment. And I will see if my daughter can bring my Mani Pro home, so maybe I can do some e-file lives. Sadly, I don't have that with me yet. Karen, could you use liquid and powder to build an apex? As long as you had done the gel underneath and you roughed up this surface, once you buffed the top of this tip, then you're basically working on the top of this tip. You're not working on gel. So you could absolutely do liquid and powder on top of this if you wanted to. Deb, I'm not sure about hand filing. You potentially could hand file inside of one. Let me try a tiny one, because it would be more difficult to do on a tiny one than a big one. Hey, Rachel. I think maybe if you had a padded file so that it would squish in there, you could potentially file the inside of them with a hand file. Because even on this tiny one, I'm able to get inside of there. So yeah, I think as long as you were using some sort of padded file so that it squished down into those curves, you could get on the inside. But yeah, if you wanted to put either liquid and powder or gel on top of this to build it up and create an arch, all you would have to do is completely remove the shine from this surface, and then you could put whatever product you wanted on top of that, because then you're just working on top of a tip. So you could do whatever product you wanted on top of that. You guys have other questions? Oh, good. Sorry, I misunderstood that, Deb. I'm glad I got your question answered finally. Any tips from those of you that have been using them? I'm actually not sure if they're made out of plastic or gel. I would have to look on her website and see if it mentions on her website what she made them out of. I'm so used to tips being made out of plastic that I forget these new generation of tips are made out of gel. So if they are made out of gel, potentially liquid and powder might not stick. So I should probably double check with Lauren. I can shoot Lauren a message and ask her about that, and then I will leave it in the comments of this live. Or if you are watching this on YouTube, check the caption. I'll leave a message in the caption as to the answer to that question. So I'll double check with Lauren on if these tips are made of plastic or gel, and if you can put liquid and powder on top of them or not. And then I'll leave it in the comments, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave it in the caption. So I'll double check on that. What can we do to make reusable tips? Some adhesives are made for them to be able to take on and off. I haven't read on Lauren's if it's meant for coming on and off. So kind of looking into the adhesives themselves. Some adhesives are meant for your clients to take the nails on and off for events. No worries, Rachel, this will be saved. It'll be okay. Some adhesives are meant for you to take the nails on and off so that they can reuse them. I'm not sure which adhesives are meant to be used that way, so I would check with the adhesive manufacturers. And maybe there are some Facebook groups I know out there right now, especially during quarantine, for the temporary tip for the temporary nails. So see if any of them are familiar with the adhesives that are made for removing. I know some of them used to be removable with really, really hot water. I don't know if that's still the case. So kind of look into those types of things. Maria, for removing the gel tip, these gels should be, my impression was that they were soakable. So acetone-based removers, but they wouldn't be reusable if you soaked them off with acetone. If you want to reuse them, it would be more using them with an adhesive versus a gel. Oh, Beth, it does have a removal process on the Wildflowers YouTube. Sweet. So watch the Wildflowers YouTube for the removal process on the gel if you want to save them or if you just want to remove them, Beth. That's why this wasn't an unbox and learn, because I just wanted to see how to use it. Thanks for joining, Maria. So did you like having me not know how to do something? Was that fun for you guys? Would you want to do it again? Like learn with me? Or do you prefer doing things that I already know what I'm doing? Well, of course I wanted to have a play, Karen. I like learning new things too. Oh, you can remove them and save them. Cool. So definitely pop over to Lauren's, the Wildflowers YouTube, and see how to remove them and save them. Hey, America. So cool. All right, I will order some other new products and we'll do the unbox and learn again, and you guys can learn and play with me again. Because I like learning just as much as everyone else, and I make mistakes too, as you can see. So it's fun to learn, it's fun to make mistakes. Eileen, I did some hard gel lives last week. If you scroll down my page just a little bit, you'll see them. I did a basics and a skill building. If you can't find them, let me know and I will give you the links to make it easier. Cool, Karen. I'll definitely do another unbox and learn then if you guys like it. I didn't want to bore you if you're like, what do you mean you don't know what you're doing? I didn't want it to be boring for you guys. But if you like me not knowing what I'm doing, then I'll do another one. Do you have any more questions? Oh, can you adhere with hard gel? The difference with doing the tips with the hard gel would be that you would have to file it off. So keep that in mind. It's no longer a temporary set if you adhere these tips with hard gel. So kind of keep that in mind. It becomes now a permanent set if you adhere that with hard gel. It's going to change the rules. So the concept of using it as a temporary set in the salon is now changed if you adhere it with your hard gel that you have on hand. So kind of keep that in mind. Any other questions before we wrap up the live? I'm gonna make sure I give you time for your questions to come through because I know there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, so if you want a long wear and a fill, then you definitely could do it with hard gel. The main thing would be I would practice it a couple of times with the non-hard gel just to make sure that you get the hang of the application. You can see that there's kind of a little bit of a learning curve to it. So maybe practice it just a little bit to make sure that you get that learning curve under control before you use the hard gel, and then switch over to the hard gel once you feel like you've mastered that learning curve. And then if you do the hard gel, keep in mind that it is going to be permanent, and then use it the same way. And yes, you can fill these. Lauren has a tutorial video for it right on the product page. If you go up to the caption for this live, I have a link to the product page, and she shows right on the product page a tutorial for how to use them in several different ways, including the temporary, like you can design them and sell them designed for your clients to put on with glue. And it also has how to fill them in that video. And she also has some videos on her YouTube, so keep that in mind. You're welcome. Thanks for joining, everyone. I appreciate your time today. I hope you found this helpful. And definitely, if you have requests for lives that you would like me to do during quarantine, leave them in the comments, because I am making up my schedule for the next set of lives to get posted. Good. I'm glad you liked them. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. I appreciate your time. Everyone stay safe. And what is tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow is brushing up our salon Facebook pages. So if your salon Facebook page could use an overhaul, then I will see you tomorrow. Have your pictures ready. Have some pictures of your certificates that you've earned ready. And let's overhaul our salon Facebook pages together. It's good to see you too, America. You guys take care. Be safe. Bye.